Inspiration and insights. So this makes sense to me, and it's just the basics of understanding this. A couple basics to touch on. So one is sometimes people think that they don't have enough material to do something, not enough minutes, not enough words on a page, not enough organized thought. So there's that. So the idea is that, and of course, as a young kid, it usually goes one of two ways when you're school aged. It's like, I really don't like that my parents are telling me to do this. Obviously, I'm not school aged. I don't want to hear that anymore. I don't want you to tell me what my parents just said when I left home and decided to get stoned and high on mushrooms or whatever, or turn into a teen alcoholic. I don't want to. Um, so there's that. And then the other is, this is really actually kind of nice. My dad said this will be life changing if you do this, because there's a lot of negativity out there. He says, even if it's not like material you would use to make a video or a book or finish a hobby craft like woodwork or something, then if you write a list of 5 to 10 things a day that are positive thoughts that you sincerely mean, and you do that every day, your life will be changed. Of course, there are things beyond our control like abuse and stalkers and bullies and things like that. So that's out of my control. But, it did, I guess, to a certain extent, and my friends did agree. He must have talked to them, and I had only a few once they said I could be friends with or whatever. But so their idea of supporting your parents' thoughts as well as a young person does make a difference. Of course, it could again lead you to draw yourself away from the people that you know when they're supporting your parents' thoughts, because it's like, if my parents tell me I'm depressive and angry all the time and there's nothing wrong with me, and they keep saying that, then that's a different form of angling in on abuse. So I can't agree with that at all. But anyway, so with work and hobbies, whether it be comedy, book writing, poetry, like I said, crafts, arts and crafts, if you do just only 3 or 5 minutes a day, by the end of the month or by the end of the year, you might have enough material to do something with that. So I'm sitting here thinking about that, and it's like, can I sit there in one long spiel and spit this stuff out that I say and that I talk about and make sense of it? I guess I could, and that depends on your education. Sometimes public education is good enough. You can't say that even that isn't good enough. It's better than nothing. And the amount of time you have and your organization. So, I don't think a lot of people sit at home and say, I'm going to outline, I'm going to listen to again myself, I'm going to double check what I'm doing here, because I do want like a finished product, a bigger thing. You don't have to have one of those as an adult. You could have videos that are 3 minutes or 4 minutes or 30 seconds. That's fine. Lots of people like that. Those two can be seen or heard and get recognition. But if I wanted a bigger picture, even if it's just for myself or my friends or my family, if I do this 3 minutes every day, and then I organize it after listening to all of it, there might be a bigger picture at the end of the year or the month, that I could give to them or whatever on a CD. There are book companies that will not necessarily publish, but they will print your thoughts. So if you are a photographer and you have tons of pictures you love, whether you're professional or not, then you could look up online, do it yourself book or whatever, and you can get a hard copy and you can get soft copies with your name on it and your pictures and stuff. It doesn't mean that it's copywritten. So I was talking with a stranger just for a few minutes the other day, and again, because of injuries that I have, I cannot draw on all thoughts and information that I had before. But the idea is, I was talking about Sony music programs. I don't know if I said that to him specifically, but there are many others. So if you have a music production program and you pay the one-time $30 fee and it's legitimate, a legitimate business and a legitimate company, then you type in your information, you hook your computer up to the internet. I like to work offline. Not everyone does. Some programs require that you constantly are online. And I don't like that. I know there are programs that don't require that. But so you put in your disc or you download your program and it goes straight to Sony. It doesn't mean you're signed by Sony, it means you want to make music. So there's that. You don't want to exaggerate. But it puts in your name and then it stamps or time stamps the day and the time when you record a sound. And they know that's yours. So it's like, and I was talking to him, it's important for this reason. He was mentioning that he used part of a song or whatever, played it himself or typed it in, he said, like a programmer, and he didn't get any money for it because it's not in his name or didn't ask. So there's royalty free loops and sounds you can use. You can buy them, you can download them for free if you're into that. But so anyway, it time stamps when you record this stuff. And then you can make sounds yourself at home. So it depends. And you can buy discs like this. So if I am recording sounds at home, this is a cup. That's just an example. And then you take what is a plugin or a Lycan effects pedal on your production program, and then you expand that sound and you make different rhythms, you make loops yourself, you change the sound entirely. It depends on your skill level and the things that you're willing to invest in. So when you type in your name, nobody can tell you you can't use that because you made it yourself. Also, if you make music, then this is many years ago, and I told him this. 20 years ago, if you didn't make more than $30,000 a year on your song, you don't have to pay taxes. You can make $29,000 a year if it's a song and you produced it, but you don't have to pay taxes on that song. So anyway, you really have to, it may have changed some, but you really have to look into the laws and rules if you're into that sort of thing. But big picture, if I spend 3 or 10 minutes a day, or even a week, 3 minutes a week, then at the end of the year, I might have something to stack into my file of I've done this. I already did this. It doesn't make me famous. It doesn't make me rich, but I know that I have.